Hello, good morning, good evening, whenever you're watching this video. Um, Disclaimer, my children are home. It is Saturday morning, and we're just chilling today. I'll probably have to run some errands later. This is why I am doing my makeup, but I wanted to come on and do a chit chat. Of course, spiritual chit chat, but more specifically about tarot readings and what they are and what you can expect. I can only hold myself accountable to these expectations. I don't know about any other readers. The few people that I have gotten readings from, I've trusted, and I was led to them spirit led me to them. They didn't necessarily have to seek me out like some of these people coming in people's DMs saying, hey, spirit led me to you. Do you want a reading? Like, I currently am not on Instagram, but in the future, if you ever receive a DM from me like that, it is not real. There's a lot of fake and frauds out here that are trying to use people's names to try to get, I don't know what the fuck it is that they're getting or they think that they're getting. I don't know. But be aware of that. And then I just wanted to touch on kind of what you may expect with a reading with me. And this is friends, family, anybody who gets a reading from me. I'm always going to tell you the real on the real. I don't care how you feel. Okay, that's a whole rhyme, but for real. I am here to give messages from spirit. And so if you don't like those messages, go to one of those people who are going to not use their intuition and just read the cards and just tell you whatever it is that you want to hear. You know, you go to them, you tell them, oh, I want to know about my love and finances. And every card that they pull up is perfect. And everything is just so like, there's no trials and tribulations. There's no lessons to learn. There's no opposition. That's not realistic. That's not a realistic reading. And that goes the same for people that you may watch on YouTube. Have your own discernment. If you're watching people on YouTube and every time you get a reading or you are listening to your reading, whether it's collective or your sign or whatever the fuck, and it's always positive, that something ain't right. I'm sorry. And or if it's always negative is not always like, I don't know. If you listen to readers who are always talking about drama and they're always talking about, oh, this person's out to get you, this person's out to get you, yada yada yada, it doesn't mean that sometimes there may not be situations like that. But if every time you tune into that reader, that's the energy that they're tapped into, well, that's probably your frequency at the moment. And so you may receive those messages you may receive those messages and recognize them to be true in your life at that time. But the goal is to raise your consciousness and to get out of that energy. So basically my whole point is to let you know that with my readings, what you will not get is all fluffy, frilly, pretty shit. If that's what I see in the cards or that's what I'm channeling, that is perfectly fine. There are times when the readings are just amazing. And then there are other times when I'm picking up a little bit of strife, but it usually ends up good. Even if it doesn't, we may end the reading, and I tell you, check back with me in like 90 days and let me know how that situation played out. And I can let you know what might happen, what are possibilities in the future. Also keep in mind that tarot is not absolute. Nothing is absolute. So, and I've been guilty of this. During 2021, I was going through a lot and I binged on tarot. Like I would just watch it and watch it and watch it. But half of that was for me to learn because I was learning a lot on the meanings of the cards and how different people interpret them. And I could take from it what I want and leave the rest. And I was receiving a lot of messages, but it got to a point to where it was draining me. So you don't want to binge watch tarot like that. Get what you need and get the fuck out. And that also goes for hopping dicks. I'm sorry, that was the word that popped up. But what I mean by that is hopping to different tarot readers because one told you something that was unfavorable or something that you did not like. Too fucking bad. It's life. Everything is not always going to be perfect. If you always have perfection, you're never going to fucking grow. It takes the foulest smelling soil to make the most beautiful flowers bloom. So you have to understand that you've got to eat a little shit every now and again. And I'm learning that as well. All right. So understand that within receiving readings, nobody should ever come to you and tell you, you look like you have this going on. Do you want a reading? It's a scam. It's a scam. You find the reader when you're ready. And that's another thing. I'm also going to set up something to where before I even do a reading for you, I really want to have a conversation, much like a consultation, to know what it is that you are expecting to gain out of this, because I don't want to waste my time, and I certainly don't want to waste yours. Okay? And the best way that we can save time is by making sure that we're even going to be a good fit for each other. And that goes for anybody, friends, family, anybody who is wanting a reading from me. Like, I really am going to set that up because I want to make sure that it's going to be a good fit. I'm not in the mood to be dealing with people who only want to hear what the fuck they want to hear. Are you here to hear real shit, or are you here to hear the frilly, fluffy bullshit where you don't really grow and it's a lie? And then you're looking at me like I'm supposed to be accountable. Also consider the fact that, as I mentioned, tarot is not an absolute thing. So you have free will. You get to make a decision. We live in tarot opens up portals, okay? And it can shift things for you, you know, in a good way or in a bad way, whatever way you choose to take it. You know what I mean? So this is why it's important as you go to readers that they understand that too, and that they're not just reading the card and just trying to get money. Like, sure, money, my kids, sure, my money is gonna be the motive, but my first job is to make sure that I'm giving y'all messages that you guys can understand. And again, I just want to reiterate, the messages may not always be so nice. And sometimes they may not be super duper clear. It depends on your energy. You also need to make sure that when you come to your reader, whoever it is, me or anybody else that you trust, make sure that you trust them, because there are people out here who not only scam, but they want to know what you have going on so that they can try to tap into your energy. And then next thing you know, you're feeling sluggish and tired because they know about your blessings that are coming, and they've been able to tap into your energy to kind of slow you down and throw you off your path. Keep in mind also, nobody can ever take from you what is going to be yours, whatever is going to be innately yours, but they can try to slow you down. So just make sure that the people that you choose to read you are trustworthy people. This is why I literally have a very, very small group of people that I trust to read me. And one for sure that I've gone back to on multiple occasions. And she's always spot on. But you have to make sure that you can really trust these people, because there's a lot of people out here I did a reading last night and I was picking up some really, really, really fucking heavy energy that's like global. And I started channeling. I mean, I'm always channeling whenever I do tarot, or if I'm doing some sort of divination of sorts. I'm always channeling. But it's, I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't tapped in all the way, but the messages that I was getting last night was so fucking clear. I could literally see things, and I was literally in a trance. That's how I know for a fact that I was fucking channeling some shit. And to people who are newer to tarot, or really only want to hear about the cards and don't really want to hear the fucking messages, it's gonna freak them out. It just is, because it was heavy shit. But I recently put it on private because I was just like, I don't know if the collective is ready for these messages. I only had a few views on it, but whoever needed to see it at that time will see it, and I may release it later. But it was really fucking heavy energy. Really, really fucking heavy. It ended well, but it was very heavy energy. If you were wondering what I just put under my eye, let me see. I used, this is actually foundation, but it's Kat Von D, and it's in the color M62 Warm. I don't know if you can see that. And I use that, and then I use another color. This is kind of just like, this kind of helps to lighten it, but I don't want it to be like too light, because then, you know, just don't want to be looking crazy. Anyways, you just want to make sure that the people that you're going to, that they're trustworthy. And although I'm a beginner, you know, and I'm a beginner just when it comes to like opening my services to people, and it's going to be a learning experience for me, but I want to set myself up for success. I know that along the way that I will change my my products. Okay, yeah, products in the future. But my procedures and my policies as to how I do things. But I want to make sure that I set myself up for success so that I don't tire myself out. And so that when somebody really needs me, I have the energy to be able to give to them. You know, and I only want to, this is why I'm going to implement consultations, because although it's a conversation of sorts, I can pick up on your energy. I can pick up on what kind of vibration you're going to be on. Are you going to be open to receive the messages that I may have? If you are, then we can move forward. If you're not, then we need to just stop here. I don't want to waste your time, and I certainly do not want you to waste mine. Time is of the essence. It's so precious. You can't get that back. You can get money back, but you cannot get back, you cannot get back time. You just can't. So yeah, in order to ensure that I do not waste y'all's time and you do not waste mine, I am going to be implementing consultations. And it's a way for me to save my energy. If I tap into your energy through conversation and it is so low vibrational, I know that the reading that I'm going to give you, it may not be helpful for you because you're not going to be fucking open to it. And again, I'm about reciprocal energy. I am not going to waste my time on giving anybody a reading. This is friends, family, acquaintances, anybody who is not really going to be open to the messages, because I'm tapping into some shit, y'all. And like, the messages that I receive be not even worldly. So of course I don't have time or energy to be wasting on worldly bullshit. Like, is my boyfriend cheating on me? What is my purpose? What am I supposed to... Listen. Yes, love. He went to get a haircut. Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Go back and watch Ninja Turtles. Bye-bye. 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 Listen, if I have to get up, you're going to get in trouble. Pardon me, y'all. Exit. I'm not playing with you. Exit. Bronx. Because you're not going to be quiet. Yeah. No, you're not. Yeah. Give me 1 second.